Hey everyone, welcome back. And today we have this topic. Okay, so some people they have requested me to do this topic. Since most of the people I think around 40-50% are they are working in application support. Okay, so we'll just this video is just to help them to transition to the developer position or some other better position. Okay, so because like in the interview they feel difficulty. Okay, so that's why we are bringing this topic. And if you're new to the channel, you can click on the link above. So I'll just paste the entire Abinitio playlist. Okay, so interview playlist. So I will just start with this session today. Hope it will be helpful for for the Abinitio support people. Okay, so I've just brought some for like 4 to 5 points. Okay, so here mainly if you're working as a support, you must we will just see one each point. Okay, because when you're working in a support, you get you hardly get time to like groom yourself for the developer position. Okay, so first point, the first point which we have you have to do is like you have to decide. Okay, so that's the main goal. So you have to decide. Okay, so that you see you when you decide. Okay, so decide that you are going to be developer, it will change your mindset. Okay, so decide that you are going to switch. Okay, so first decide and then change your mindset. Okay, so that's an important one. So when you are working as a application support, you constantly you like do the job monitoring. Okay, and reporting. Okay, so those work, documentation work. Okay, so you deal with these type of work. Okay, so when you're spending your time in the weekend or in the daytime. Okay, so whenever you are free, like you just have to decide that you're going to switch. Okay, so my advice would be you take your decision by fourth year. Okay, so when you're having 4 years of experience. Okay, because after that it will be too late. Okay, so after after four, okay, after 4 or 5 years, so it will be too late. Okay, so it will be too late for for switching when you are able to support. Okay, so developers they can switch at any time. Okay, but when you're doing support, if you are crossing 5 years, then it will be hard to it's hard to switch. Okay, so but if you're watching this, if you're if you're having 3 years, then it's a it's a proper time. Okay, so proper time for switching. So you have to make the decision. Okay, and then change your mindset. Okay, so change your mindset that you're going to be a developer, or you're going to get a proper enhancement work. Okay, so change it, because that will that will make you like learn some like some enhancement work. Okay, to study some use case like that. Okay, so this is the first one. First point, you have to develop your mindset. Okay, so for that you have to make decision. You have to make decision. Okay, so be careful that if you're crossing 5 years, then it will be hard for you. Okay, so avoid this one. Okay, so that's the first point. Okay, so first point which I want to bring. Okay, so the first important point. Okay, second point is that, so people when they approach me. Okay, so when they when see when they have the self doubt. Okay, see, for example, you are a support, you're working as a support. no the first Okay, the first people, they are reluctant. Okay, they are they will shy away. Okay, so to to change to developer position, because they have that self doubt. Okay, so this is a this is the you have to overcome this self doubt. Okay, because see, recruiter expects you to solve the questions. Okay, they solve the questions related to developer. So you have to first like ignore your self doubt, and then you have to prepare yourself to a developer. Okay, so that, see, for that, I will just tell you some few points. Okay, for that. Okay, so for that, you see, when you are making a profile. Okay, so your resume preparation, okay, should have your support work. In addition. Okay, in addition, you just declare. Okay, you just declare that you have did some enhancement. Okay, see, if you are truly, okay, if you are truly believe in yourself, and if you want to become a application developer, then add some enhancements point. Okay, so in your resume. Okay, so apart from support work, add some enhancements work, like connect with any developers. Okay, so if you're not sure like what to what to know, like how to specify some developer activity work, connect with any developer. Okay, so connect with any developer. Okay, so at LinkedIn or your friends. Okay, wherever. Okay, at your office. Okay, so or at office. Okay, so it's highly important that you specify some enhancement work in your resume, and then prepare yourself for the developer. Okay, So because that is like way, way more important like when you're preparing for interview. Okay, so your recruiter will look at your profile. He will see if you have developed something, okay, if you have enhanced something, or if you have designed the ETL pipeline. Okay, apart from the support work, see, it's highly okay. Okay, so see it's it's okay, it's okay that you have, that we all see, we all did some did some support, okay, or migration, okay, or some dummy work, okay. So in our experience, okay, so it's no, see, it's totally fine, okay. So this one is totally fine. So the thing is, we have to, we have to quickly, move from our, dummy work to the like proper enhancement work, okay. So it's like, okay, to specify in your profile, but make sure you add some enhancements to it, okay. So if you add to it, then recruiter will not, will test you with the developer questions, and then if you answer that, then you are like, you are already into the company, okay. So if you go inside the company, then you can, you can filter your okay, what are work, and then you can choose the client, okay. So that's the second point, okay. Second point, just ignore the self doubt, okay. So forget that, and then work along the, see, if you want to ignore that, you have to work towards it, okay. So you have to work towards, like imagining yourself as a developer. So okay, so that's the second point, okay. So third point would be, see, after you do this, okay, after you complete these two steps, third point is nothing but, you have to face it, okay. So anyway, we have to face, and we have to crack the interview, okay. So for that, we have to, we have to practice, okay. So if you want to, if you want to be a developer, then we have to, like solve the questions, okay. So it's highly important that you practice the questions, okay. So for that, for that, please practice, see, please practice some use case, okay. So I would say that, uh, I would say that when you're working as support, okay, if you're working as support, like take some time, study, study all R and M commands, okay. So all R and M commands, okay, and then solve some use cases, okay, and then study the theory questions, okay, theory questions from Abinitio website, okay, Abinitio website, okay. So Abinitio training website, I would say, okay. And then for, okay, for reference, okay. So for reference, we got lot of materials in our channel, okay. So we have got our entire playlist, okay. So you can go and check out this, okay. So do check out the entire playlist, okay. So all playlist available in our channel, okay. So in our channel, so that it will be helpful, with us, okay. So the, see, we have all type of playlist, okay. Let's see, we are creating the playlist for, for mainly for, people who are, preparing for interview, okay. So it will be help them, it will help them to crack the interview. So please do check out all the, see, all the playlists are highly important, okay. So all of them are highly important, that you go and like take, see, have a separate notebook, okay. So when you study the commands, you put a separate notebook, okay. So separate notebook, okay, and then practice, okay, and then take note of that, okay. So and then learn, okay. So all the use cases that you can you can note down in your notebook, and then can study, okay. So when you're preparing for interview, so that will, the first 3 points, okay. So first point, you have to make the decision, okay. So you have to make the decision by, by fourth year. It's better like if you do it in third year, okay, because third year is like highly favorable, okay. See, third year is highly favorable because, see, third year is highly favorable, okay. It's favorable for recruiter as well, okay. The reason is, I think you know the reason, okay. The reason I would tell is like low salary structure, okay. So they can, they can hire you for less than 10 lakh, okay. So and then make you to, make you to work for 15 lakh or 20 lakh, okay. So it's highly important that this is favoring you, okay. So low salary structure is favoring you, that you can use that to switch the company, okay. So that is highly important, okay. So if you are working as operation support, if you are at 2 to 3 years, then highly important, okay. See, doesn't matter you are a support or admin people, okay. So after you're crossing, if you are crossed the third year, then you have to start looking, okay. So for that, you just develop a profile, and then update in Naukri, LinkedIn, Okay, ask a friend to refer. Okay, so these areas might work. Okay, so I have just made a video on preparation of resume. So you can click on the link above. You can watch how to prepare a proper resume. Okay. So make sure you add all type of work. Okay. See, you are truly interested to move to developer. Okay. So no one can stop you that. So if you have the proper skill, no one can stop you. Okay. So doesn't matter what other people think. Okay. So your recruiter will test you, and then you have to solve that. Okay. So you have to crack the developer related questions. For that you can actually uh, use our channel. Okay, use our playlist to study everything. Okay, see, because see, when I said developer related activity, you have to think of essay types. Okay, header trailer record okay, and that one, and then real world scenarios, and then you have the all type of normalize and reformat questions. Okay, so those will come under developer related questions. Okay, so apart from theory. Okay, so see, you have to be good at theory, but apart from that, nowadays they are asking a use case as well. Okay, so you have to prepare that as well. So the next question, next point I would show, I would tell you is that you have to after every interview. Okay, so performance feedback, that you have to do it, like even if you're a senior. Okay, I would say. So that one, let's say, performance feedback. See, if you are you would call, see, being a support, or being a Abinitio candidate. Okay, being a Abinitio professional. Okay, having 3 plus. Okay, doesn't matter you are a support or admin or the developer. Okay, I'm just saying being a apprenticeship professional. Okay, so being apprenticeship professional, having 3 plus, you will get calls. Okay, so you will get calls. Okay, so that is, I'm damn sure on this one. Okay, so I'm damn sure on the on the calls. Okay, because like everyone will everyone wants to hire 3 or 4 or 5 years experience. Okay, they want to give you low salary, and then they want to make use of your effort and everything. Okay, so you'll get calls. Make sure you don't waste your don't waste your interview. Okay, so see, many people, they won't they don't take anything seriously. Okay, so if you are not taking your apprenticeship career seriously, then your interview will get wasted, and then see, you lose the opportunity as well. Okay, so that's why I told you, like, take put a separate notebook for Abinitio, and then take a note of all the use cases or theory questions, whatever you come across. Okay, you can refer or everything. Okay, everything in internet, available in internet. Okay, so don't waste your interview. No. Okay, so that is highly important. Okay, so this one is highly important. Okay, so don't waste your interview. You'll get calls. Okay, so if you're not getting calls, what happens if you're not getting calls? Okay, so in this scenario, you see nowadays. Okay, if you in this scenario, like, just hold on. Okay, so hold on to your your resume. Okay, so in meanwhile you can study. Okay, meanwhile prepare, prepare well. Okay, so that's the only one point I'll tell you, because you will be getting the calls. Okay, so sooner or later. Okay, so maybe in this quarter, next quarter, you will be getting the calls. Just give a, like, a 2 to 3 months break. Okay, so you'll get the calls. Meanwhile, prepare well. Okay, because if you have the interview, if you don't prepare well, then that's a bad combination. Okay, so the good combination would be, you wait for the time. Okay, wait for the time, and then and then you prepare well. Okay, because if the time comes, the time may change. Okay, so time may change. Okay, so if the time changes and then everything comes to place, if you're prepared well, then that's a positive sign. Okay, you can easily score off, and then within 2 to 3 entries. Okay, so and then see, don't be sad. Okay, don't be sad if you are wasting interview as well. Okay, if you are if you are losing 2 to 3 interviews. Okay, okay, so don't be sad. Okay, because if you're not practicing any mock interview, if you're losing a real 2 to 3 interviews, make sure you do the performance feedback. Okay, so you just find out what you're doing wrong. Okay, so where you're missing. Okay, so because, like, no, transitioning from support to developer is not a simple thing. Okay, so because you have to understand what developer does. Okay, because some developer activities only, like, developer might know. Okay, so you have to connect with senior developer. Okay, so and then understand all the developer activities, and then project yourself as a developer. Okay, as you have done something. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. So wait for that, and then do that analysis. Okay, so do that analysis, like, after each interview. Okay, so I would say after each interview you do that analysis, and then correct that. Okay, So if you do that, if you start that when you're 3 plus, I think you would, you would switch, you would like easily switch when you're at 4. Okay, if you try all these points, okay, if you try all these points, you can easily switch to, other company at least at, when you're 4 or 4.5. Okay, so I would say, like, you make the, you take the call. Okay, if you are watching this, you can take the call now itself. Okay, because now is a good time to switch. Okay, so in the last quarter, I think October, November, I think you know about the thing, right? So October, November, December, this quarter is like, this quarter I think is good for, switching. Okay, so good time to switch. So you take that, decide now, and then, like, decide now and then take the call immediately. Okay, because you have to help yourself. Okay, so there is no other way. So that's it. So that's it. What, see, that's what no, that's what I wanted to bring today. So prepare well. Okay, so that's the only thing. Okay, only, and only honest, like, honest way to break into developer role. Okay, so prepare well, and then, just, showcase that you develop some enhancement work. You connect with the developer, understand the developer activity. It will take some 1 week to understand. Okay, so to, like, all the activities. Okay, so and then you go to, go to our channel, and then verify all the videos. Okay, study all, study all the videos, and then try to write some code. Okay, see, when I say developer, it will be like, when I say use cases, you have to, try to code as well. Okay, so see, everything will come into place if you practice well. So that's the only word. Okay, so if you practice, you will become a developer. Okay, so just you have to practice. So it's not like you didn't get the proper developer opportunity in your career, so that you cannot become, not like that. Okay, if you practice, you can develop from, no, you can switch from anything. Okay, even if you have admin, you can switch to developer. Okay, so you don't have to blame that, you blame your career for this. Okay, so some people may blame that, I started career as a support. I would have, easily, when, like, easily switched to developer. Say, if I started my career as a developer. Okay, so nothing like that. Okay, so some people, they did the migration work, they are now in Abinitio developer work. Okay, so things will work if you work towards that. Okay, so that's a 4 point. Okay, 4 point. So I wanted to bring today. So I hope, like, it clarifies the, clarifies everything. All the points are almost okay. So if you have any doubt as a application support, no, feel free to, connect with us. Okay, you can mail. Okay, so you can mail us. Okay, so you can mail us. Okay, so I think I want to specify the mail here, like, you can watch other videos. Okay, so find out the mail. So you can mail us, and then, you can connect with us. Okay, so so that's it. Okay, so I'll just, see you guys in another video.